Hey guys, and welcome back to Top Chair Sports. It is Tuesday. We are talking basketball. I'm on location here, back out in Pittsburgh. Apologies for not being able to get tomorrow in, but I'm here today to talk the West. Talk about 6, 5, and 4 seeds. So without further ado, let's get down to it. Starting with the Thunder, who finished in 6th place last year. They made a solid depth move in re-signing Nerlens Noel, and they made a great pick, getting Darius Bazley with the 23rd pick. Both provide some depth for them and should play solid roles for the team. They also added Mike Muscala, so another role player, and then all hell broke loose. So first, the Thunder traded Paul George to the Clippers. We talked about that move. In return, they did get Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, along with the 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2026 first-round picks. Not only that, they reunited Russell Westbrook with the Beard, James Harden, by trading him to the Rockets, receiving Chris Paul and 2 first-round draft picks there as well. While Chris Paul isn't the same star guard he once was in his prime, he is still capable of performing at a relatively high level. And with all the draft picks that the Thunder actually received, they have a bright future ahead of them and even have solid players to fill out the rest of their roster. While it's not the greatest starting 5, it's a competent one at the very least, so expect them to push for a playoff spot, but don't be surprised if they don't make it. Next up, Utah Jazz. They finished 5th last year. The Jazz didn't really do much of anything to improve their team. They did add power forward Bojan Bogdanovic to the starting power forward position. Beyond that, they did land Mike Conley, but other than that, all they did was they looked to add depth with Emmanuel Mudiay, Jeff Green, and Ed Davis. None of those guys really jump off of the paper. None of them really jump off as great backups, but they fill some needs for them. Nonetheless, that starting lineup should be good. It's filled out with Joe Ingles, Donovan Mitchell, and Rudy Gobert, so a solid starting 5 to join them in adding Mike Conley and Bojan. Nonetheless, this team should make the playoffs, but they are going to run into issues when it comes to performance off the bench. So look for them to maybe try and add some role players as the season progresses. Lastly, last team this week, the Houston Rockets. They finished 4th last year, probably surprising many. They didn't add anyone through the draft since they had no picks whatsoever. On top of that, they received Russell Westbrook for Chris Paul and draft picks, as we talked about. Westbrook is a clear upgrade, but people should be nervous at how he and Harden will play together. Chris Paul and Harden had some chemistry issues. Westbrook is worse than Paul when it comes to something like that. So hopefully they can work together for the Rockets. This definitely is a huge upgrade, like I said, and kind of lights a new fire under the team. Overall, the starting lineup is incredible. You've got James Harden, Russell Westbrook, along with Eric Gordon, PJ Tucker, and Clint Capella. The depth behind them isn't great. They do have Austin Rivers and Gerald Green. They're really the only guys who I think seem like potential impact players. But there's no doubt that the Rockets will still be one of the best in the West, and the Westbrook-Harden reunion could turn out to be one of the greatest moves and one of the greatest storylines for this season. We shall see. That'll do it for this week. Look forward to next week. Brett will be breaking down the final 3 in the East, and I will be back the week after with the final 3 in the West. Brett will handle hockey tomorrow, and I will see you guys next week.